Vincent Price came in to do the pose the Raven for Tiny Toons.
That's right.
He came in with the oxygen. He was
very old, yeah.
Right, and he came and he did the Raven, and he did that Once Upon a Midnight Dreary.
Yeah.
And then my little character would scream out, "Nevermore! Nevermore!"
Yeah, I remember.
He was so frail.
Those are,
wild.
it's like, you know, Maurice was saying about Don Adams. We get all these, we're going off the path about the question, but so yeah, Pinky. But the, but yeah, these opportunities, you know, to get to work with these iconic folks, you know, like Roddy McDowell was such a thrill, and then I remember Olivia Hussey came in, who was the definitive Juliet for me. You know?
She still looked like Juliet.
Her face, she was probably 50 at the time,
yeah.
And her skin looked like alabaster.
Yeah.
And she sat next to me, and I just said, I have to tell you, Ms. Hussey, that you are, I mean, I had the biggest crush on you in Romeo and Juliet, which was the one directed by Franco Zeffirelli, and stunningly beautiful. If you've not seen it, it's really gorgeous. And she, of course, was, "Oh, really, how lovely, that's so nice." How many times has some idiot said that? Today? Today, exactly. So, anyway, I ramble on, but your turn.
Oh, God. And I just have to say, I know it's a terrible thing to digress on because I know it puts you on the spot, but I love your Emmy for you and for all of us.
Yeah.
Because it's a voiceover person, not a famous actor.
Didn't go to them.
I find this an absolutely impossible question. I always have a lame answer, and I will again. Here I go. You know, I can't pick one. They all have beautiful things. I mean, I have to say, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, the stuff I do for Disney, to be a part of that is incredible. To be able to bring that to life for little kids and big kids and is amazing. And all of the video game stuff is it's a personal favorite of mine because I've always wanted to play where the boys play. I never, ever liked being stuck in the girls' corner. When I first started out here in LA, and I would go out for, say, a commercial voiceover, I would see on the copy, you know, I'm reading for woman one, and then there's the announcer. And I would call my agents, and I would say, let me read the announcer. And they're like, well, they want a man. I know, let me just read it anyway. Can I just read it anyway? And they're like, fine, go ahead. I don't even know if they sent it in, but I would always push to play where the boys are. You know, and that's one of the things I love about the Commander Shepherds and the Bastila and you know those characters, because we are powerful too, you know, and don't piss us off. And I have a special place in my heart too for characters like Princess Morbucks from and Sedusa from Powerpuff Girls, because there's nothing like 2 pages of just screaming your head off. I leave there and I am so well rested the rest of the day. Yeah, and just I'm eternally grateful to my fellow actors. Like I said, when I started this, I had 3 voices I could do, and I learned watching these guys, just like, how do you do that? How do you do that? And just trying to soak up their genius like a sponge so I could maybe play as well as they did one day. And, you know, so that's my...
You're hot.
All right, so again, I have a story. I'm Italian. So I have a story for everything. I mean, if somebody ends up crying, it's usually me. I took over for Chrissy Cavanaugh in the role of Dexter. She retired about 1.5 years into it, and I did the last 7 years. Prior to that, I had done Tiny Toons with Rob and Maurice and a bunch of incredible people, and then I was kind of locked out. I was thinking I was doing really funny stuff, but I was doing mostly little tiny characters on small things. I was the mom and the teacher on Cow and Chicken, and I would throw out these odd things, and here's the words that would come back was, she's too cartoony. Okay, I think the words you're looking for.
Shakespeare.
Exactly, I think the words you're looking for is short bus, but we'll go with too cartoony. And then Chrissy quit, and I had an opportunity because I could voice match her, and it was a very heady time in my life. It's not a character, believe it or not, that I like doing, because every time we would start an episode, the voice director, meaning the best that she could, would play me Chrissy's voice before it started, and I had said to her at one time, at some point this has to become my take of it. And, you know, everybody talked about, you know, this, and this. But here's the gift that Dexter did. The gift that Dexter gave to me was suddenly the teacher on Cow and Chicken was hysterical, and they needed that voice for another one. And this thing that I did, and oh, you speak Spanish, and oh, you do this, and oh, you do that. And my career, I was given the opportunity, which was completely lost to me before, because I could step into an iconic character. And so for about 9 or 10 years, I was able to play where the boys play and be as weird and loud, because, you know, I'm not married anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anybody's going to go, don't do that, darling. So it was like I developed this, I'm a Saturday morning cartoon girl. I am big, I'm loud, I'm funny, and I really love it. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Dexter, but it's not my voice. I'm just really good at doing Chrissy, and it was a blessing, and then it was a curse. It was tough, but my favorite character would be Cheese from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Yeah, he's definitely, yeah, I like chocolate milk. And he's just really wrong. That's my favorite because he's all over the place. We did 7 years of that show, and Cheese was the head of, was the main float for Cartoon Network for 3 years of the Macy's Day Parade, and he was in 3 episodes of Foster's Homes. So I say that if you can bring something to a character, that's my favorite, because he was all mine in so many ways. He was all me, and that was it. But I could not do anything, and that's, I think, the only limitation that there is in this business is if you are a woman, you just have to work just a little bit harder to have a shot at the same thing boys do. But this is truly an industry where they don't care what you look like, they don't care what color you are, they don't care what your disability is. When you get behind the mic, you just have to bring it. So I love Dexter, and I think it's incredibly great that I was given the opportunity, but The Flea and Cheese and everything that came after that, those are my favorite. Yay.
What was your most requested voice? Have you ever like just meet people? What was your most requested voice? And why do you think it was the most requested? This is where all of us.
Most requested.
Most requested?
Most requested.
Oh,
Requested?
Yeah. Do this, oh do this, come on.
Again, I think it's Porky Pig for you.
For me, I'd say it's spread across the chart. And if you come down to our tables and really take a look, there's kind of a representative sampling of some of what we all do, not all of what we all do. But, I mean, as I've had people at the table, they say, oh, you did that? Oh, you did that? Most of the people who come to hear Grimlock or to meet Grimlock. I have done conventions across oceans now and had people lined up for as long as the line was allowed to go to have things signed. I mean, that's so incredibly humbling and jaw-dropping, because, I mean, I don't think any of us think about the global possibilities of all of this. And on what Candi said, of course, the only limitations that exist are those that are self-imposed. Unlike on-camera acting, where they'll know it when they see it, they'll know it when they hear it. It's you and the mic, and the rest of the universe is up to whatever you put on as your submission. So here and many places, and Transformer-specific conventions, which I'm thrilled to be invited as a guest of honor to, Grimlock, but also Long Haul Skyfire and Outback from Transformers, also Spirit from G.I. Joe, also Odie and Orson from Garfield, also I'm one of 2 Eeyores at Disney, so I get to step into those hallowed shoes. Also, I mean, all of it, Agent K, what happens at the tables when there really is this representative sampling is people will come for one thing, but then they'll say, oh my God, were you, and you did, and yes, that's what we do. I mean, well, no, when I teach, I say, you know, a football player has that one position, but if you can't go left, go right, go back, go forward, go up, go down, you're going to get run over. So versatility is what has allowed us to have the longevity that we've had. Long answer to a short question. So as people discover things, there's somebody who remembers and loves and is loyal, and for that we're all like not worthy of you, everything we've done as they stumble onto it.
Just kidding. What? No, yeah,
William Shatner.
Please.
I like William Shatner.
don't tell me how to do it, secrets. Check him. He was here yesterday. What did he my invitation?
By the way, I said, what's your fine, sir?
Oh,
Don't you need to go to the beach?
Spot. Anyway,